Hello everybody and welcome to another episode. In today's episode I am going to show you how to do a full service interval on any BMW X5 or X6, doesn't matter which year it is, with the engine X-Drive 30 diesel. Right here, as you can see, I have the brand new filters and the brand new oil which I'm going to put into the engine, and I'm going to use the original oil made for this kind of car. Right here, as you can see, I have the pollen filter, the oil filter, the fuel filter, and the air filter for this car. Also, I decided to buy the brand new drain plug from the oil pan on this car. Right here in the garage, I have a BMW X6 from the year 2011, and if you have a similar car, or if you have any kind of BMW with this kind of engine, this video is for you, because in today's episode I'm going to show you step by step how to do a full service interval, how to replace the oil and all the filters on this kind of engine. So right here, the first thing which you have to do is to lift the engine cover, the top cover from the engine, and after that it will reveal the air filter from the car. After that, I recommend all to use some comprimated air or some brake cleaner and clean the area very good where you're going to work on the engine, because you don't want to have any dirt or debris which can fall into the engine and create problems to it. So just clean the air very good, and after that you can go ahead and assemble or disassemble the parts from the engine. Right here from under the engine, you have to go a little bit further, right here where the oil pan is installed, and you don't have to remove anything. You'll only see the drain plug bolt, you have to remove it and the oil will come out from the engine. Right here probably it will be a plastic cap, but in my case, as you can see, I don't have it and I don't have to worry about it. This is the drain plug bolt from the oil pan. You'll have to use a 90mm socket to remove it and drain the oil completely from the engine. So while I'm waiting for the oil to completely drain from the engine, I will go at the top of the engine and I'm going to replace the oil filter and the air filter from the car. To remove the air filter completely out from the engine, you'll have to push those two plastic clips and you'll have to lift it up and it will come out right away. After that, you'll have to remove this entire plastic part where the air filter is installed. You'll have to remove it from right here from the left side, and then you'll have to remove it from the right side, and you'll have to lift it up and it will come out from its place. It's only holding in with some plastic clips and some special brackets which are holding it mounted to the engine, but if you lift it a little bit higher, it will come out from the engine and you can put it away from the car. Right here on the right side, it will be the oil filter on this kind of engine. You'll have to put your socket over it, you'll have to remove it by hand, and you'll have to replace the oil filter and the O-rings from inside it. Then you can just install it back on the car, and you'll have to tighten it to 25 Nm. Right here, the new oil filter and the new O-rings are installed back into the oil filter cap, and now I can install it back on the engine. You'll have to put it back, you'll have to tighten it to 25 Newton meters, and after that you can install back the rest of the parts from the top of the engine. Right here I have the brand new air filter which I'm going to install back on this kind of engine, and to install it back on the car you'll have to push it down and it will secure into the special clips which are mounted on it. If you are not able to install the air filter back over the engine using your bare hands, I recommend you to take a flat screwdriver and push them a little bit down until it will secure it back over the engine. Alright everybody, so as you can see, the oil filter and the air filter are installed back over the engine. Now I can go underneath the car, I can tie the drain bolt to 30 Newton meters, and after that I can go ahead and replace the fuel filter and the pollen filter on this kind of car. Very good everybody, moving on with the job. Right here I have the brand new fuel filter which I'm going to install on this kind of car, and to remove it and install the brand new ones you'll have to go right underneath the engine, right at the end of the car, from underneath, next to the fuel reservoir, and you'll have to go right here on the right side. You'll have a lot of plastics, you'll have to remove all of this plastic and all of these screws which are securing them mounted to the car, and right here in this area the fuel filter will be installed on the car. I recommend all to remove the plastics from underneath the vehicle completely out, because in this way you have more space to work with, you have a lot of room, and the risk of breaking something, it will be a little bit smaller than usual. So right here, after we remove this plastic clip, the fuel filter will be installed in this position. As you can see, this is how it's installed. It's secured to the car with 2 screws and the connectors from each corner, and I mean the fuel lines. You'll have to disconnect them. In the right side you'll have a special clip, and in the left side you'll have a metal clip which you'll have to pull it out, and it will reveal and it will release the fuel connectors from the fuel filter. I'm going to rate my camera right here in this position, and from here you all can see exactly how I'm removing it and how I'm replacing the fuel filter on this kind of car. On the left side of the fuel filter, you'll have a brand new washer, even on the new fuel filter and even on the old one. So you'll have to make sure to not lose it, because you have to install it back on the new one, and you'll have to secure it back like it was from the factory. Also, you'll have to remove the rubber pieces which are mounted over the fuel filter, and you have to transfer them to the new one. So as you can see right here, this is the washer which you have to put right inside the fuel filter, and after that you can connect the fuel lines to it. Alright everybody, so as you can see, the new fuel filter is installed back on the vehicle. I connect it to the car, I attach the fuel lines, and from here the job with the fuel filter is done. I will go ahead, I will replace the poly filter in the next part, and I'm going to put the oil back into the engine, and then I'm going to prime the system, and I'm going to start the car to see how everything is working so far. To completely replace and remove the pollen filter on this kind of car and on this kind of engine, you have right here on the left side this huge plastic part, and it's secured with 3 plastic screws. You'll have to undo those 3 plastic screws just a little bit, and after that you can lift it up from the engine. Then right underneath you have 3 more plastic screws and 1 big plastic part in which the pollen filter are installed. And you'll also have 1 sensor which you have to disconnect, and you have to lift the plastic part up from the car, and you can replace the pollen filter, and after that you can install everything back together on the car. So as you can see, this plastic part, the first one, is removed from the car, and right here is the second one. You'll have also 3 screws which you have to undo just a little bit, and then you can remove the sensor and lift it up from the engine. Okay everybody, so the new poly filters are installed back on the vehicle, everything is mounted and secured like it was from the factory, and from here the next step which I'm going to do is to put the brand new oil back into the engine. On this kind of engine you will need about 7 liters of oil, but you can use the dipstick to see exactly the oil level. Alright everybody, I'm done with putting the brand new oil into the engine, and from here, before starting the car, you'll have to prime the fuel pump. You can do it with a diagnostic tool, or you can do it by putting the ignition a few times and take it. In my case, I already did it with my diagnostic tool, and now the car is starting right away. Also, right now, after the car is starting, you'll have to go under in the vehicle, you'll have to check for any leaks, you'll have to check the fuel filter to see exactly if you have a leak or not. You can also check the oil pan to see exactly if you have a leak or not. And if you have no leaks, if everything is working how it's supposed to be working, this is meaning that the job is done properly, and you can go ahead and assemble everything back together on the vehicle. The engine from this car is making a weird sound because the timing chain from it is very stretched and it has to be replaced soon. Right here, as you can see, the fuel filter is not leaking, everything is secured and mounted like it was from the factory. I'm going to put all the shields from under the car, and then I'm going to check the oil level, and the job will be done. To check the oil level in this car, just pull the dipstick, just check it, and if it's at the maximum level, this means that the job is done. If it's under the maximum, you'll have to add a little bit more oil, and that's it. In my case, I have the correct level oil. I'm going to put back the dipstick, and I'm going to put back the engine cover, and the job is done. This is how to do a full service interval on any BMW X5 or X6 or any other BMW with the engine 3.0 diesel. Thank you all for watching. If you liked the video and found it informative, please leave a like and a comment down below. See you next time.